We've been here in Baguio for almost a week now, since Christmas. I've used this time to enjoy time with the family, but I also use this time before I set goals for the new year. Before I go on to write my dreams, goals, prayers, my plans for the new year, mag-look back muna and mag-reflect muna the past year, which I like to do, but I unfortunately stopped doing the past 3 years. But I'd like to do it again now. Before I do that, I think it helps that we first stop and reflect on the past year. Kumbaga, to examine our lives. So, I have here my trusty notebook, which has been a good companion for the past days. Kasi I've been asking myself some questions that I'd like to share with you. If you're journaling, maging journal prompts ninyo. Parang minsan if we say, look back on the new year, parang overwhelming siya, di ba? Pero if we have these questions, these prompts, then mas madali for us to actually look back, to reflect, to examine the past year. So I have here just 10 questions. I'll share with you some of the things I wrote here. Yung iba, medyo personal na. So, secret na lang yun. First journal prompt is, what 3 words would summarize this past year? Ganda. For me, para mas simple, A, B, and C. A is acceptance. This is the year that I have learned, I have been learning, kasi continuous pa siya, to accept my lot in life. To accept how my life has turned out to be. And B would be better. It was this year that I felt better, my emotions were better, my mental health was better, my relationships were better. I got to think better and clearer. So it's true when they said na it gets better. It does. It did for me this year. And C is for comeback. It's been a year of little comebacks. Second question, what were the most meaningful or memorable moments for you of 2022? I have a few, pero I'll just share some. One memorable moment was in the middle of the year when si Bishop Oriel, si Pastor Jonel, si Pastora Malu, my ninang and ninong, si Pastor Joel, Tita V, came to visit us in Nueva Ecija because he has learned what has been happening in our family. He also saw, I guess, that I took a step back from the ministry. I just remember him saying na yung nangyayari sa'yo, I understand. And then he shared their own family experiences. And then I was told na, but it's time to go out, Jess. Saka ko na ikikwento. That really meant so much to me, and we have really been helping me heal and process and recover. That made me remember my favorite verse in Psalm chapter 8, na who am I that you are mindful of me? It was, I believe, God who sent these men and women to minister to me, to talk to me, and to give me a word. What was a one good step for my healing as well. Oh, David's intensives. He had 2 intensives this year with Teacher Hosanna at Terra Health, and then 1 with Teacher Jaben. And that was really memorable for me kasi doon lang din si David nakalabas ulit. Pandemic baby siya eh. And then we were taught how to handle him, to manage him. And they even lent us some equipment. So that really made a huge difference in our lives and in the quality of life ni David. Tapos parang naka-feel din ako ng normalcy in our lives kasi we would go to the mall, to park, we would swim, we would go biking, we'd eat out, we'll go to cafes. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? One of the most memorable events in my life this year was that retreat in Baguio with some of our Jezreel leaders. It was actually a plan, parang wala nga talagang title yung event na yun eh. Retreat ba? Camp ba? Encounter ba? Re-encounter ba? Basta! Some of our youth leaders were just invited to come, and this was initiated by my dad. I was just there as an attendee. In fact, first time ko yatang makasama ulit yung JREV that time. It wasn't exactly like a turning point, pero it was a catalyst for all of the comebacks that would come later on. Third question, what are your biggest wins this year? Gusto ko to. I'll share just some kasi yung iba medyo personal na. So one is, I finally finished all of my required subjects in UP for my postgraduate studies. Yes! The next sems, I would just be doing my practicum, my internship at the Child Development Center of UP Diliman. Pero tapos na lahat ng subjects. Okay, another win, personal na to. I was in Manila for David's intensives din yata, and I've decided one night to drive all the way to our old home in Pasig. I was just journaling that there were tears, which I felt na parang na-cleanse yung mga remaining emotions in me. Going back to our old home helped me sort of have a closure that season into that chapter of my life. Parang pagtititinan ko ngayon, isa yun sa mga bagay na nakatulong sa to heal. Yes, naku! Another win is finally going on YouTube and launching this vlog, which I want to thank you kasi you've been so supportive. So, nakakalakas din ng loob yan. For me, mas malalim pa siya eh. Going on YouTube meant bringing myself out there. Because you have to understand, for the past 3 years, I locked myself in. I've isolated myself. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want anyone to see me. I didn't want to see anyone either. Kingdom of isolation, and I'm the queen. This helped me bring myself out there and connect with people and share bits of what's going on and what I've been learning. Of course, one is getting back to the ministry slowly. Sobrang win. I mean, konti pa lang naman yung nagawa ko, kumbaga. Pero meaningful baby steps. Oh my gosh! And our school, our business, we've been slowly recovering from the pandemic. My biggest challenges in 2022, oh my gosh, madami pa rin, kahit madaming wins. Unang-una siguro, si David, he had 5 or 6 hospitalizations this year. It was so draining. Financially, emotionally, physically, mentally. Sobra. He was in the ICU pa once. Dumidilim na yung likod, di ba? Nakita niyo? Definitely yun. Living with disability, yung day-to-day lang niya. Its demands, pains, grief, labor, lahat na. And then, what else? Balancing life, definitely. Kasi I've been studying, taking care of David. Grabe. I've lost sleep. Effort talaga, pagod talaga sa grad school. And then, my work, and then the ministry pa na ginagawa ko unti-unti. So, how to balance all that has been a challenge for me. And then, there also were relationships and people na hindi ko nakasama, hindi na namin kasama. So, friends and colleagues, that really affected me. So, that was a challenge as well. Alright, so these are questions naman about the day-to-day of the entire year. Favorite or memorable photos for each month? Here we go. Number 6, favorites. Most played song, sabi ng Spotify, yung Ikaw from the musical Mula sa Buwan. I love that. I love that. Favorite meme? This one. This really got me. Favorite series? Here. Okay. Number 7, your memorable trips for 2022. Madami yan, pero ang dami kong Baguio trips for this year. Pero memorable sa akin yung 3rd birthday ni David. And when we would stay at Greenfield for his intensives, then memorable din sa akin yan. Ano pa? Oh, of course naman, Boracay for my birthday. Next question would be on relationships. Number 8, who are the people who have helped you this 2022? My gosh, ang dami. Actually, kayong lahat. Because you've been so encouraging with your comments, your messages, your kind words, your prayers. Nafe-feel ko sa inyo how God is cheering me on. Ganun. Thank you guys for being true brothers and sisters and friends. My dad and my mom have really been my rock. A special acknowledgement to my mom kasi in all of David's hospitalizations, she would really be there. Hindi niya talaga kami iiwan, even if bawal siya sa loob kasi isa lang or dalawa lang yung pwede magbantay. Kahit nasa car lang siya, hindi talaga siya aalis. There was even a time na parang natulog din siya sa car para 1 call away lang. Appreciate her so much. And, Gion, pag malaki ka na, makikita mo to. What's your wish for Christmas? I wish
magaling na si David.
Yes! Ikaw, ano pa? Ikaw, wish mo for yourself.
I don't know.
Hello, David. Bulaga. How are you? Hi, get.
Hey guys! Welcome back to the vlog.
Is Gian and Tita Jen.
Don't forget to
subscribe and comment.
Ka namin na. Okay.
Kaya na makikita mo to kasi Gian has been helping me this 2022. He's helped me enjoy life and enjoy David. I would have to say si Jerwin kasi he helped lead J-Rev when I could not. And he led at such a difficult time. So, alam mo, isa pang nakatulong sa akin, nakakatuwa. Nung bata pa ako na nag-iikot ako sa iba-ibang churches, mga youth events, conferences, ang dami kong na-meet ng mga pastors who were older than me and who were way advanced sa akin in the Christian life and in the ministry. And I've become friends with them para kung silang mga tito-tita, mga ninong-ninang. Parang ngayon na I am the one in need of ministering and support, na-appreciate ko na I got connected to these people in my younger years kasi iba din pala when you have mature people of spiritual authority to support you when you're in need. So number 9. Lapit na. 2 more questions. How would you define your relationship with God this year? That's a nice point of reflection. Well, for me, my relationship with God went from angry and frustrated to finding rest, comfort, and finding assurance in Him. This year, sobrang lalim ng pagkakakilala ko kay Lord as a wonderful counselor and as a sovereign God. By the way, definitely may mga iba pang questions na maganda sana, pero I didn't want to keep it long. So if you have more journal prompts, comment down below those questions, those prompts, or comment on my Instagram. And number 10, what have I heard God say in a still small voice this year? Oh my gosh, I can still remember. This happened in November 20. Fresh na fresh pa. Pero sobrang powerful was when someone was reading from Nehemiah. And it was not even the message when the person was reading this. Pero that's when I felt, whew, this is God and this is Him talking to me. The king told Nehemiah, what is it that you want? O nga, no? I mean, I would say, I'm in pain, I have grief. Ano nga ba yung gusto mo, diba? That's when I started writing and thinking about what do I really want pa to happen. Dami kong naging nagawang decisions when I heard God say that. And second is in Nehemiah chapter 2 verse 17, November 20. You know very well what trouble we are in. Jerusalem lies in ruins. My gosh, and I felt my life was in ruins as well. And its gates have been destroyed by fire. But let us rebuild. Let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem and end this shame and this disgrace. Let us rebuild. Let's end this disgrace. I wish I got to share more with you. Yung iba, sa akin na lang muna. Yung iba rin kasi, sobrang haba na, so hindi ko na sinama dito. But that's it! Those are my journal prompts to help me look back on the past year. You can try this too. It will take you just an hour, siguro, to write down. And I'll also be making Instagram templates, so you can, if you prefer, na i-share na lang sa story yung prompt, then that could also be helpful for you. And guys, Happy New Year! Thank you for being a part of my year. Thank you that you're there. I know sometimes I can be a lot too, di ba? But thank you for choosing to stay. Happy New Year, guys! Love you all! It's Jez, and I'll see you on the new year.